Good morning. God, I'm half asleep. Anyway, what's happening, everybody? So, I'm on my way to my friend Chris's house. He lives about, I don't know, 10 minutes from me. He just scored a pretty important old school Mopar. So, you're about to like what I'm going to show you, hopefully. If you like nice, rare muscle cars, just wait till you see what we've got in store for you. Yeah, I'm half asleep. Alright, first of all, Chris is no stranger to Mopars. As long as I've known this guy, he's had really cool cars, including this awesome 340 Duster and a badass blue-on-blue 70 Charger that's over at the Finer Details getting some restoration work done, and that thing is coming home soon. But check out his latest addition to his fleet. Alright guys, this car I'm looking at was last titled in 1979 in Illinois. My friend just bought this car only about 15 minutes away from where he lives, which is only about 10 minutes from where I live. And this thing has sat many years. You're gonna be able to tell it's been sitting for quite some time. But last plated 1979, and here it is. 1970 Plymouth Superbird that has been hiding away here in Indiana. A literal barn find. God, look at this sucker. These were cars that, as a kid, I was crazy about. And of course, my dad was not a big fan of the Superbirds. I think he likes them, but he would say, like, back in the day, you couldn't give these things away. Because, man, those wings were, ugly. They just sat for sale on car lots. Nobody wanted them. Boy, have times changed.
Out.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna drive it ratty as long as I can get it running good.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna drive it ratty, I think, for a while.
Oh, that'd be cool. You're gonna get so many people like, hey, do you want to sell that thing?
Right.
Oh, I would drive it just like this.
Right?
And just when you're at the gas station, go, oh, I don't know, my grandpa gave me this car. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I don't know much about it. I would just mess with people.
Right.
Oh, they'll try to steal it from you, Look at that back seat, my
Right.
God. I haven't seen one that bad in a long time.
Yeah.
Had to be some raccoons or something trying to make a nest in there. Jeez. So this car, the 1970 Superbird, they produced 1,935 total 70 birds back then. So out of the 1,935, 1,084 were 444 rail cars like this one here, okay? Then when you look at the 446 packs, there were only 716 of those. Now you're going to see why they're so rare and so sought after and so pricey as those production numbers drop down to the Hemi cars where there were only 135 of them made, which is crazy. But still, this is a very rare Mopar. You've got one of just over 1,000 produced right here. And how many are left?
Yeah, right.
There's
all I stepped through yesterday. Right in here, it's soft.
Oh, step through it?
Yeah, I was messing with these seats.
Yeah. So the cool thing about this is when my buddy Chris brought this car home, he started poking around in the carpet and found one of the most important pieces to the old Mopar muscle car puzzles, and that is the original fender tag. It was under the carpet. Yeah. And unfortunately, you can't see much on the top, but when you flip that thing over, all the numbers are there, and you'll be able to get a reproduction tag made. And most of the time you do need the original tag, no matter what condition it's in, and build sheet to be able to get a reproduction tag. You know, they won't make you one unless you have that. So that was a killer find. And on top of that, he located a partial copy of the build sheet, which shows all those codes when this thing was made on the production line. So that alone is like amazing that you found that. Even though it's a copy, it still has all those little details that you would never know just by looking at a car when you buy it. So that's a really important key to restoring this car one day, because those build sheets had every little detail coded out, and they would take that thing on the assembly line and just stuff it in the car somewhere. Sometimes they'd throw it out, and if you're lucky, you would find that build sheet in your car, whether it was up on top of the fuel tank or stuffed in the glove box somewhere when they put the car together, or inside the seats. You know, some guys never find them, but when you're lucky, you end up running across them. So a copy is the next best thing, that's for sure. And all Superbirds were vinyl top cars, which I couldn't remember that.
They all got black vinyl.
Black vinyl tops.
Every one of them.
So this should have trim here, stainless trim, that's missing, but I'm sure you can run across it. So imagine this thing, lemon twist yellow, black vinyl top. I'll have that nice logo there with the Roadrunner in the middle of it.
And Plymouth decal.
Oh yeah, the big Plymouth decal on the quarter panel. Oh man, you got a very special car here. There's the old automatic console in the trunk. You know, a lot of this car looks very rough to those of you that do not restore vehicles, but a lot of it looks good. It's there you go.
NOS.
Is it really? Wow. Yeah, it looks NOS.
Came with the car, but it ain't never gonna stick to it.
So that, you know, would be right on the quarter.
It was on the quarter.
Like towards the back there, yep.
Yeah, like that.
Man, that is cool. You should just tape it on there like that. So as ratty as this thing looks, Chris is going to get it running, put some tires on it, and drive it just the way it is for a while. And I told him he should mess with every person he runs across at every gas station, just playing dumb, like, I don't know what it is. I got it, I inherited the car. I probably want to just get rid of it or trade it for a Volkswagen, you know, and just see people go nuts trying to lowball the shit out of them. Man, this car, like I said, was pretty local, 15 minutes or so away from here. I've had friends that knew about this car and for many years, and they didn't think it existed. I finally told Joe, he goes, so it does exist. He goes, I heard about the car 20 years ago, you know, out in Lake Village, Indiana, and here it is. So we're gonna get this thing up in the air and take a good look at the bottom, see what it looks like, get those frame rails on here, and see what the floor pans look like from underneath. Looks like a B-25 bomber or something. I love it. I'm sure a lot of you are going to look at this and go, oh my God, it's all rusty. But That surface rust will blast away when this thing's media blasted one day. The important thing is these frame rails here are nice and solid. You know, they're not all rusted out. That's the first thing you look at on these old Mopars is these frame rails. And believe it or not, they don't look bad at all. A good blasting, you'll get this all down to bare metal. And even most of the floor pans are intact. There's one patch, you know, up here where they cut it out years ago and patched it, but those of you that have restored cars know that a lot of this is going to clean right up. It's such a rare car that, you know, I would have bought it too, no matter what it looked like. Like
Right?
just to get a Superbird in my hands. Oh my God, I've always wanted one of these.
Right.
And they've become, you know, pretty untouchable depending on the money you got socked away. They can be well over $100,000, $150,000, $200,000, you know, depending on how nice and what motor it has.
Yeah, it's hard to find one restored now for under 200,000.
Wow. Yeah, I don't follow them too closely, you know, as far as the market goes, but I know they're up there. Trunk ain't bad. It'll blast out, you know. Got a few little holes in it, but
Yeah.
I tell you what, I've seen a lot worse. This is all good in here, you know. The extensions and these are original polyglass tires with, you got good tread on them still.
Yeah.
You could use these. Just keep driving on them. I'm sure they're fine. It's probably like driving on concrete blocks.
Right. Oh, I'm sure they're super hard. This one,
Oh yeah.
This one had a pretty good gash in it, but you know, all these will hold air.
That's wild. Oh wow. Yeah.
Because we didn't think this one. We thought we were going to have to change the tire
To
But we were
roll
able
it.
to roll it out of
Yeah.
the barn. But we were able to pump it up and it held air all, you know. the
Crazy,
whole way
huh?
home.
Man. True barn find out in an Indiana barn locally. Sitting, like I said, since what, late 70s, early 80s, at least last titled in 79 or plated. And gosh, you got it, man. Congratulations. Should be finished up soon. Couple months, have it on the road, and
Right.
I'm excited to see this thing driving around as is.
That'd be crazy, right?
Oh, it'd be awesome. Show up at all the Winged Warrior events. Here I am. And Chris, he has his hands full right now. He is the one restoring that beautiful blue on blue 70 Charger that's at the shop. I'll show you a quick shot of that. So in the meantime, like he said, he's going to get this thing running and just drive it as is, which is, I think, really cool. Needs a couple headlights though.
Maybe some turn signals.
Maybe. Put some big.
I did stick the taillights in it yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
And you got a new fuel tank, you said, right?
Yeah, it's laying over there.
So
the sending unit's
Oh
supposed to
yeah,
come today.
right over there.
Yeah.
That's like a given when you bring a car home like this.
Oh yeah.
You got to drop that fuel tank. That gas in there is like shellac. You just got to get the fuel lines blown out or replaced.
Yeah, I did that. I blew out yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah.
Fuel pump and all that. And then fire it up. Did you put plugs and stuff on
Yeah, I
it?
put new plugs in it.
Tune up.
Put a bunch of oil in the cylinders and turned it over by hand.
Man. It's cool, Chris. I love it.
Right.
You know?
It's crazy.
After restoring Mopars the way I have, I see the potential. I see the good in it, you know, that a lot of people can't see.
Right.
They see all that, you know, paint flaking off and think it's just rotted to shit, but it's not. It's got problems,
Yeah.
but there's a lot of good behind this car, and definitely worth saving.
Where are you gonna find another one?
Right. That's the thing. Finding them in that price point is the tough thing. You know, they're all mega bucks. We've got a friend that has a sublime green one that's a real 446 pack car.
4-speed.
4-speed. So I will be doing a video on that car hopefully soon. It's beautiful. And he's the one that turned Chris onto this car. So there's a cool option that a lot of cars don't have, and that's a 6-way seat there, which is pretty cool. Did you see that on the fender tag at all?
I saw the seat.
Just saw the seat?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it's on the broadcast.
On the build
Look
sheet,
how nice
yeah.
that door shuts.
Oh, yeah, right?
Oh, it's crazy.
You didn't have a bunch of rust falling out or nothing?
Don't have to worry about waxing this thing.
No, you could sit on it, lean on it,
Right?
put a beer on top of it, and not worry about anything. Man, you can tell this sucker's been sitting, you know.
Yeah.
It's got its dust. I'm not gonna write in there because he's gonna take.
Ryan says don't clean it.
Clean it because you're taking it to the barn finds display, and those guys will have cars covered in dust. You know, I just shot a couple Superbirds at the Carlisle Nationals that were just completely loaded with stuff and untouched.
That was a petty blue one there. The
Yeah,
spec car.
exactly. That's the way you got.
Had like no models on it.
These guys want to see them like that, so I get it. Who knew, right? Who knew back in the day?
Crap, in the 70s, you could get these for, you know, $1,500, $1,000 you could buy one
Yeah.
of these, you know. Nobody wanted them.
I was saying earlier in the video, my dad told me no one wanted these. They sat on car lots.
Oh, they did.
You know,
Yeah.
couldn't give them away, and boy, that's changed.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
They've become gold, you know.
Yeah.
So, pretty cool. So, one thing some of you may have noticed as I'm walking around this thing is some petty blue paint underneath this lemon twist color. It is a real lemon twist car. However, back in the 70s, this thing had a radical custom paint job. And it was not yellow anymore. They painted this thing petty blue with big red striping on the hood and along the sides. And luckily, Chris got some old photos of this thing from back in the 70s. So I'm going to show you right now what this thing looked like. And it turns out he recently, this is how crazy these car stories can get. He recently met the guy that painted the petty blue on the car back in the 70s. So he's going to show him the car soon and talk with him. But it's funny, you know, these small town car stories, how people know about the car, they knew the guy that painted it, and it's nuts. But check this thing out in these pictures. I was kind of trying to convince Chris to go back to this radical, weird paint job. I like it. But the sensible thing to do is making it yellow again. What some of you may not know is that these were not 100% completed at the factory. They went to another company to get finished off. And that's what Chris is talking about in this next segment.
Hose and the plug, and then painted the front end on them.
Creative Industries. So the cars would be built at the factory, then they would get shipped out of the factory to get the nose put on, the window plug, right?
Yep. And
Like this.
top.
And that was what? This whole piece here that surrounds the back window?
Yeah, it's a fiberglass insert.
Yeah, like a big
Right.
plug they call it. You can kind of see where it's separating
see the
there.
seam, yeah.
So that place would put the nose on, put the window plug in, and what else would they do?
And then they'd paint the front end.
And paint the front end.
Yeah.
So,
And then put the vinyl top on.
and the top, okay. I knew these left the factory only, you know, so complete before they were finished, and that's what it had to be wrapped up on it, so.
Yeah, there's a ton of pictures online of Creative Industries.
Is there? Did they do the Daytonas too?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys out there that know.
They did the Charger 500, the Daytonas, then they did these.
Because they had the 500s had a weird back window too, right?
Yeah, they had a window
Yep.
plug also. Yep.
The 69 Daytona was on the Charger body. Then the 70 Superbird was on the Roadrunner body. A lot of people know that, but a lot of people don't.
Right.
They think there's just one winged car.
Right.
But there was two completely different ones.
Yeah. The noses are a little bit different.
Yep.
The wings are a little bit.
Tail lights and everything, because it's a Charger versus Roadrunner. So.
And on the Daytonas, the trunk lid opens all the way. On the Superbirds, this is as far as the trunk lid opens.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. They welded blocks on the hood, on the hinges back there.
To
See,
stop it?
There's a square block to stop it on both sides, so it doesn't so it don't hit the wing.
No kidding. I never really knew that about the Superbird. Huh.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, but Daytona has a shortened hood on it. They cut the lip of the hood so that they could open it all the way.
Okay. This is cool. I'm happy you got it. It's really cool. You're gonna have fun in this thing.
Yeah, it's gonna get some crazy looks, you know?
Yeah, oh God, yeah. My friend that had that petty blue car, it was a Daytona.
Yeah.
In Northwest Indiana. You're talking, 15 years ago, I think, but pretty ratty, and he drove it around just like that.
Right.
It was cool as hell.
Yeah. Yeah, the wing was off of this thing. Me and my son stuck the wing back on.
Right, I remember from your photos. So, if you want to see this car in person, go to the McCacken Show this November in Chicago, Rosemont, Illinois, and this is going to be in the barn find section. So, that is to me, the greatest muscle car show in the universe. There's nothing better. The Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals is always the weekend before Thanksgiving. Go to Chicago, get a hotel room, and stay the whole weekend because it is insane. And you will get to see not only this in the barn find section, but I'm sure other incredible things that guys have scored recently. And that show is not to be missed. I do it every year. I put my cars in there, and it is literally best of the best.